Hello, I'm Nick.
Hey, I'm John.
Hello, I'm Ed.
And welcome to Vulcanart Technology Solutions. And, this week we're going to continue down the path of the, Amazon Prime Days, the Ender 5 Pro unboxing and assembly. We're kind of beginning the electrical connection phase. So, stick around and hang out with us. All right, y'all. Let's get into this and kind of see where we're at. So, where do we start?
So most of your things are going to have labels already. Most of your cables from your motherboard, from your power supply to plug into your stepper motors are going to have labels on them. And you should, these are rule of law. So E, extruder, XYZ, pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you've got a dual Z, this one doesn't. If you've got a dual Z, your Z will have a branch. It'll have some type of connector which will branch it into two, and they'll be both labeled Z. So if you have one like that, like maybe the Max has it comes stock. So the Ender 5 Max, if you get that, you would have to deal with those as well as the connection for your
the branching.
Yeah, but most of these things, as opposed to the steppers, those steppers are all the same connectors, but the other connectors are going to be very different. So it's one size fits it. So you're not gonna put it in the wrong one. Only the extruder or the steppers would be the problem. But that would be where I would start, and possibly maybe I can see the Bowden tube needs to be attached as well.
Yep.
So that would be where, and they don't have to be done in exact order as long as it's not plugged in. You're fine. So,
as long as you don't have power to it.
Yeah.
And during this we will have to open the case up. So we'll give you all a view on how to open that case up. Because we will have to install the CR Touch auto leveling kit, and also a nice little toy that John brought over with us. What is that?
So I'm not a fan of the stock Ender LCD screen, although not a bad screen. I'm not saying that it's bad, but we talk about it, and we'll probably never stop talking about it. Can't leave well enough alone. I got a touch screen. I think it's a 6.5-inch touchscreen. We're gonna eventually load a bit of different firmware on there, so we have a bit more options to play with. Especially with the auto leveler, it'll show you the particular firmware is going to show you what your bed level is. If you're green, if it's level. If it's red, it's too low, too high, and help you with your auto leveling. Honestly, we don't want to do that. We want it to kind of be hands off, but for a start, you need to know what your process is doing. Like we don't want to just give you something and you don't even know what you could break. So you do it by hand, you do it manually, and then after that, we'll get it autonomous. So,
yeah.
But yeah, those two can plug in right after we do the steppers, and everything should be all kind of clean together.
Yep. And then we'll get through that process, get all this done, and then we'll move on from there. We probably won't get a first print on it with y'all watching, but we'll definitely get it, some pictures taken and stuff like that for y'all. Some pictures of us working on it, and then going from there. So why don't we go ahead and kick the tires and light the fires on this, and let's see where we're at. We'll slide this thing closer to the middle so they can at least see what's going on.
There you go.
So if you've ever seen the movie Alien, we got a load of cables hanging out the back. Also Independence Day. We just had that holiday. As you know, that's where Prime Days comes in. So we are, working on this now. So do we want to make the connections first before we?
Oh yeah, actually, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was about to open the bottom case.
All right, we'll get back to some sort of normalcy.
Yeah, I'm too excited. I need to calm down.
Yeah, it happens that way.
So let's just do the extruder first.
That should be an E, as in echo.
A, B, C, D.
And that's one thing that I'll notice is zip ties. That's what Ed just brought over. Is you're gonna have a whole slew of wires everywhere. it is very important that you keep them together, like I was saying before, because if any of them catch at any point, then you are going to have a bad day.
Cable management.
Yeah.
If you work in IT, you know exactly what we mean by cable management.
Oh man.
You know, if you're a server guru like some of us, you'll know exactly what we mean by server management. We will not be playing the 1 foot rule, but you know we'll get close. What in the...
Did not want to go?
Uh,
They should have a lead clip or 2 on the side, maybe 1 on the side or 2 in the middle.
okay. Watch us fight with a piece of plastic.
And I'm gonna say it's not unheard of for them to come a bit bent as well. Just try not to, like, if it doesn't go when you first push it, don't force it.
There it goes.
With electrical wiring, if you need to use force, you're probably doing it wrong.
And then I don't know if you want to do your cabling management later or now.
We want to get this wire too, so that we can put those 2 together. So you want to wire your hot end with your extruder, so it kind of goes similarly. There is actually, I don't know if you can really see it here. There's a piece, like a plastic piece in the brass fitting here, that when you lift up on it, it will lock the Bowden tube in place. So when you're trying to push it in, you push that down, and when you're trying to tighten it, you pull up. And there's a quick tip that you could do. You can also 3D print these pieces, but we have a whole bunch of spare parts here. I'm going to show it to them actually.
Alright.
So, I don't know if how good a detail you can see here. Maybe not. But there's a plastic clip that goes right underneath here that pulls it up for you, so you don't have to pull it up the whole time. But a quick tip that I do is if you have a thin enough zip tie, it does the same thing. So you just get it right underneath, you'll tighten it and then pull it. We're going to use these for sake of keeping it stock for now, but if you don't have any of these, you can also print them. These are things that you could print. So toss this on here.
Until a direct drive system is installed,
Yeah.
we keep having to use Bowden tubes.
Yeah.
But this is the upgraded Bowden tube system from Creality.
So it literally just pushes right. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just pushes right in. That's
in
it.
place.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Okay.
Alright.
Your those 2 go together.
This one.
And those cables should be.
Are not labeled.
Hold on. Let me show you a picture.
These probably go to the motherboard though. Oh no, they're here.
Okay.
See
Yeah.
here?
Alright.
They're here. Fan 2, fan 1.
Yeah.
They're labeled down here, and then you've got this plugs into here.
Okay. Well, that's making a connection.
Oh, there's one thing I forgot to mention is the heat bed. To the power supply. It's got 2 pretty easy to tell yellow connections. That is your power. So if any point that you're messing with your electric, unplug this, please. Don't electrocute yourself.
Disconnect it, because the last thing we want to have to do is use the fire extinguisher that we have.
That should be the last thing that you do. Now, none of these. So it says right here, nozzle thermistor. That's probably what. So the thermistor for your nozzle. That's probably what this wire is here coming off of that. So that would be one of the first ones I plug. If it just goes in. So easy. That kind of gives us a start, right?
You kind of know where we're at.
Nozzle heat. That's straightforward. That's straightforward. One thing that I'll say that I don't like, and this is how you can easily tell if it's the fan on your extruder. The fan on the front of it is, this is, I guess, I mean, Ed,
Two-wire.
yeah, so it's 2-wire, but for some reason they don't use red-black.
It's European.
Yeah, European standard.
Okay,
European
so
standard.
European standard. So then is yellow is your red and blue is your ground.
Yep.
So positive yellow, ground blue. That's something that I had to fight with when I upgraded my extruder with a bigger blower fan. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's how I can kind of tell that this is that. And you'll see on here fan 1, fan 2. It's this one, nozzle fan. That's bed thermistor. It's fan 1. I wonder. There it is. And you'll see, and it's fan 1 is red black. Fan 2 is yellow blue. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna leave the rest to you.
All right. So away we go.
That one was a little confusing though, because the nozzle didn't have the labels, but the power supply does. So be careful about what you're looking at when you're doing it. Also, if you ever have to make any changes to this, I think a good rule of thumb is to take a picture of your settings.
I get why.
So if you take a picture of your settings, you can always try to revert back to last known good configuration. I think we've talked about this before.
Last known good configuration is always something that is useful, and tends to always help. So, and always keep a thumb drive with your stuff.
This is cool, guys.
What?
So this is what I was talking about before. So I forget that the Y has, it looks like, is it 2 motors? Does it say plug-in or
No,
Y?
it's one motor with 2.
Ah, never mind. I'm thinking about the step. So the stopper here, stop
Yeah.
switch. Now the question is how do you want to?
Go up inside.
You go inside.
It's on
I
top.
can't see this.
The connection on top.
Maybe like this.
Yeah.
I can't see this at all.
And then you're right on it. Yeah, there you go. Here, let me get it.
Yeah, I can't see that really.
What it is, it's the run out sensor.
Oh. Does it tell you it's this one right here, or this stop? Oh, I guess this stop has to do with this one.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There it goes. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, let's
So that's
change
Z.
this.
Does that say Z?
No, this is Y.
No, the one he has.
That's
Does it
a Y.
say Z?
Yeah, it says
That's
Y.
Y.
So these are wrong then.
Okay.
I just saw it because it was the longest one.
So it's the Y that you had does go to the servo and the stepper, and the other Y goes to the one on the side.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. See, that's what I thought too. So
And
then I can come down and around
So,
here.
so we were moderately correct.
So the Y that you
So this was right at
that
first.
Y on top and that Y to the stepper is correct.
I gotta say that doesn't look good when you try to wire that through.
Yeah, I was like looking at it and it didn't feel
That's right.
quite right.
Yeah. All right, then the one that's here,
It's gonna be
It's Z.
X. The Z?
yeah, it's Z. Z.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
That one's Z.
Yeah, so that's this set of cables.
Man, I don't like this at all.
And then also,
Oh my
I don't know
God,
why
I'm
they
trying
did that, but the Z connection for the servo, the stepper is at the bottom. So this is a Z,
And
and
this is,
Z.
I don't know why.
But
they did that.
it makes sense because right, Y
Yeah,
is going this way, right, and
Yeah.
Z going up and down.
I'm trying to make this to where it's least out of your way as possible too.
Yeah.
But it feels like no matter which way I take this,
I think
It's
that's
in the way of something.
No, that's gonna be
Yeah,
okay.
there you go. We're
I
out
think
of the
that's
way there.
I
better.
think this is the best way to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it is also a bit long here, but this
Yeah,
will go
once you zip
straight
tie,
up.
that's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, this will
Yeah.
go straight up.
Once you get some long zip ties in there, we'll be able to.
Oh, it might be a little tight. Oh no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's
I
send
would just
Z.
leave this loose and zip
I
and
think
zip
this
it
is-
here.
Yeah.
Let's send Z back to you real quick. So Z is right here.
So this is Z.
So there'll be one down here at the bottom, which is your bottom connector.
And then one at the very top, which is this guy.
I got an idea.
And that's gonna be fun to keep outside of the.
I think we can do this.
There
Yeah.
we go.
And they can go up the same route.
I'm trying not to like be right in the way.
We can move the camera forward.
Why you not going?
I think you gotta turn
I
it.
had it upside down.
Yep, yeah, and then
So we're running like Adam Savage here on one camera.
right here. Yep.
I think this is crazy that it looks like this though.
You got it.
I can't see. I might
Yeah,
not be-
point of reference. Now try it.
It feels like I'm stuck on something.
All right, we'll turn
Go
it.
ahead.
Yeah. So your just for you as a point of reference, your tabs that's in the front go to the front.
Oh, okay. The little 2 lines.
Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
So one thing I notice immediately that I'm not a fan of are these, how this is. But again, it's the back of your printer. So this actually shouldn't be your focus. And when we end up zip tying this stuff, may even be able to. I can probably pull this and separate it a bit more,
Yeah, that's better.
and then it'll be all one unit.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah,
I think
so
that's better.
and then zip tie it to this, or zip tie it to itself, because that's max.
I tell you what, let's go ahead and do like a perimeter.
All right, let's go ahead and move the.
And that's too short.
back.
Let's go. Right now, we just do like this one at the bottom. And I think actually this guy can get in that group too. Or maybe, can he go, is it enough to go around?
No, unless
Is
you
it
plug
enough
it.
to do this? And over?
There you go. This might be a bit too short.
You about there. I'll hold it. I'll hold it. And I want to keep it a little loose.
You don't want it. So you shouldn't zip tie cables as tight as you can, because you might break your wires. But yeah, see, it's not even catching. Yeah, I'll get that one. Maybe two. So, kind of cheating. Use 2 zip ties. That's all we got. You use what you got, right? So that's a little good. That's good right there. It's not too tight. It's loose.
Alright, then you should have an X and an X. Which should
It'll be this one right here.
be motor. Yeah,
Yep.
that one and this guy.
I can't see. Oh, yep. And there's your stop. So the X stop is actually on your gantry that moves with your hot end. Yeah, because
Hold on,
that's
please.
gonna tell you what's the end of your print bed there.
Unplug it just a second. See if we can go around. Nope.
Nope, it's too short.
So it'll have to go on the inside. Like you had. There you go. It'll have to go how you had it. We have to tie it inside instead of going around.
This go around. Ah, no. We'll get to that in a second. So one thing I'm going to tell you guys to be very, very, very careful about is limiting the distance that your bed can move. Because if we did what I was about to do and wrap it around and put it with the rest of these wires that we have zip tied, it's going to limit the movement of your height. Because then it's going to be taken away, and it's going to hit a point where this will not go higher, and that's not good. That's going to be where your separation happens. This probably just needs to live loosely underneath like this. I don't think there's going to be much that we can stop.
Just mounting that.
Alright, well, we gotta go ahead and, this is where the fun comes in, because we're down to the bed connections, which, again, we don't want to induce power to anything that we don't need to at the moment. We're down to 2 connections left. Well,
Yeah, they actually
3.
look like they're mounting the display.
Yep,
And then they go from the display to.
the motherboard.
But you gotta open the
We
display.
gotta open up the case
Right.
to swap out the motherboard connection, and also to make the CR Touch connection. So everything that we're putting on this thing and taking away off this thing is all Creality completely. So it's one manufacturer across the board. So we're going through that process now. So let's go ahead and lean it down, and we'll go ahead and open that bottom case.
I think it'll go the other way.
Can we get to the opening screw down there? Or I gotta roll
no.
it?
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. You can leave it like that. What I noticed is, so there's 4 panel screws on the bottom. It looks like this just slides off.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna. Oh, smaller. You got smaller than that. This is the smallest one. This is smaller than that one. They're pretty tiny screws. I'm not gonna lie.
The pet couch is over there.
There should be a small enough. Or is this?
Is it?
No. See, this is smaller than that one. I think this one.
Actually, I got 2 more right here.
No, this is it.
Okay.
This is the absolute smallest size that was there, though, right?
I can try to do it for
What do you want to do?
you. I was gonna bring the camera in, but I'm trying to zoom in from there. There it goes. Tilt.
Tilt down.
No, you can use the.
Oh.
Yep, it's fancy. Sorry. Like we said in the last video, y'all, this is the first time we've done this. So, We're gonna leave all the bits and bops and
Hey, you know what? If you guys
oops
think
moments.
if you think that we're having a problem here with it,
Yeah, a little crooked.
a little crooked. If you think that we have a problem with this, then why don't you buy us a camera? We're trying, all right, baby steps.
We're getting there.
Shoot, if we put your printer together, we'll use your camera.
It's all about having fun, though. It's all about learning something, right? At the end of the day, it's about expanding somebody's knowledge that didn't have it before.
Yeah. One thing I did want to mention too is the beauty of this all-in-one kind of idea is that be careful because it is there is a fan attached to this bottom piece as well. It's got your power supply. Ed's gonna want to look at this. So it's got your whole power supply here. Be careful because it can do 230 volt or 115 volt depending on if you're European or US based. This is your motherboard. This is going to be where all your connections run through. Ed, I know you've already talked about wanting to mess with this a little bit more. It has to kind of live right there because the SD card goes in the bottom down here. And there is a micro SD card, so when we get to the point, not if we get to the point, but when we get to the point of making an octoprint and connecting it, doing things autonomously, that's going to be what we need to connect that to. And at that point, you can see there's a whole bunch of room in here. We'll just put we could just put the Pi inside this case too.
I wouldn't say not to.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like it's too hard to do. Honestly, and we could probably reprint this case. You might need to use my Chiron to reprint this case. But we can reprint it or print some type of variation of it to where it'll have the mount screw holes too. Or you could just drill them if you want to. You know.
Right.
More than one way to skin a cat, you know.
So, Ed, I'm going to pass you the instructions. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and I guess I'll hop on the other side of you.
Yeah, you're going to want to see this. One thing too, I know he's putting on the CR Touch. This is the 32-bit motherboard. Oh!
It's 32.
So this is the 4.2.2. You might want to get the 4.2.7.
I thought that was what was in there. The soundboard.
This is 4.2.2.
Oh, crap.
So this might be the 8-bit board. So that's something that we're going to want to investigate too. I think it still has the capability of upgrading for the Gyro software, but I haven't tried that. So that's something you wouldn't know until you pop the baby open.
Yep.
You got brackets in there?
Yep, I got brackets right here in my hand. And then we have the actual CR Touch.
So you can, I think we're going to do the wire first before we get this, because that's going to have to mount to the hot end.
Yep, because we have 3 different brackets that came in the kit. And that will lead us to where we have to go. Alright, so we have our cables that came in the box. We actually have some nozzles. They were nice to give us, some nozzles with it.
Let me see your brackets.
Because the brackets go for different models.
Yep. And then we have our screws, and they gave us some zip ties. So every IT person's favorite friend is screws and zip ties, guys.
I'm going to be honest, I think these are probably 0.4 millimeter nozzles. They're probably standard.
Yep.
They don't have any indication on them what they are. So if anybody's printing in, let's say, bigger formats like 1.0, or that's gigantic actually, or 0.8 millimeter, which will make your prints faster but with less detail, you'd want to be careful about putting those on too.
Oops, sorry. Alright, I guess let's go ahead and make the connections. While Ed's doing the mechanical side of the house over there.
Here it is. I put the CR Touch on the left here if you want to grab it.
This is the one we need for the 5.
Okay.
These are for our different models.
Yeah. And so also one thing to note is if we get to the point of upgrading the hot end or putting a different type of blower system on there, this mount is going to change. But so for me, I use the Blockhead. It's a version of the Pet's Fang. which is its own. It's got a big following on Thingiverse, and it's tried and true. There's been a couple videos done of them testing the flow rate of the blower, and they put it above water to see how much force it will put down through to the print bed, how much cooling and how much it's pushing, or how much power. So Blockhead, that's the bigger blower, and it's done wonders for me. So.
And like this thing says, it says, during CR Touch installation, remember to pull out the Z end stop switch for auto leveling. So your Z end stop, you can go ahead.
Just unplug it.
Yeah, just unplug it.
Yeah. You ain't gotta take it out. Just unplug
It says
it.
unplug
Yeah,
the
just
Z
unplug.
stop.
Yep.
No, I'm saying if you unplug it, then it can't make a connection.
Yeah,
It says, that's what it says. It says pull out. So pretty much, disconnect
If you disconnect it,
the Z end stop for auto
unless it's
leveling.
trying to go higher than that, but I would assume that it don't want to go higher than that. That's why the mechanical switch is there.
I don't know if you have a spot for it.
Should be right here.
Oh, I'm looking at it backwards.
You get there eventually, yo.
I was looking at this one, and it wasn't matching up with that other piece.
Oh, okay, makes sense. But yeah, I might just put that the Raspberry Pi actually inside the case, making it all in one.
So it has a point. So this is the bottom piece down here. I think you guys can see that. So this one right here is your display. That colorful cord ribbon cable, that's your display, and the one that's perpendicular above it is your connector for this. And it should pop. Again, if you have to force it, don't.
Yep.
You should reassess. You might be putting it in backwards. It's the same thing. What is it? The rule of USB.
Yeah.
You've got to flip it 3 times to get it right. Yeah. Same
don't
thing.
push it, just flip it.
Yeah. Don't force it. Don't break it. Yeah.
All right. And while we're at it, we're going to make the electrical connections.
So I am going to. So the touch screen has it. No, you can leave that connected.
Oh, okay.
So. Oh, you know what? Maybe we want to leave the stock one on before because we don't have the firmware to flash yet.
Okay.
So let's make a different, possibly a different video, a different time for that, because the issue I'm going to foresee is I didn't bring the firmware with me. It's on GitHub, easy to get, but we're not prepped or ready for that part yet. So
Yep. We might go downstairs and pull all that, and then
wishful thinking, but
if anything, we'll do something to maybe a quick video or something like that, showing us upgrading that. But right now, the end of it all is just getting everything connected.
yeah, and the goal is eventually to be able to start a couple prints. So for me, I would be halting that process if I started that, because it's not going to turn on.
Yeah.
Sorry, it'll turn on, but it'll be a blank screen.
Well, I still have to do an upgraded firmware anyways for
Yeah.
the CR Touch.
And you need to prep your motherboard for the new displays as well.
Yeah.
So I feel bad, but hey, we have the upgrade for later though. So
Who knows? After this video's over, after we're done shooting this, we may go grab a laptop and
yeah,
pull some firmware and
oh yeah,
pull it down and write it.
we
And
still got the unboxing. I got my resin printer.
yeah, we still got to do another unboxing after this. So we're just gonna try to get this thing working
Amazon
and
day, man.
at least get some power to it, and then go from there.
Yeah. So actually, we could put this back on because this is already connected. Make sure all your connections are there. One thing that I noticed when I got my hex wrench here. When I got my motherboard in, when I did the upgrade, these heat sinks had come off. So one of the things is keep track of that. I mean, it shouldn't hurt it. It'll still work if a heat sink fell off, but it'll mess with your lifetime of the printer if you aren't careful with that.
And there's multiple different types of motherboards and stuff like that. You can give these things upgrades and whatnot. The 4.2.7 is the best stock factory one right now.
So another thing we want to verify is that voltage is set right for 120 or 240 or 220.
And some of the things that we may do eventually if we move this off is people have a fan on that power supply to pull off excess heat and things like that too. So that may be something that we can do eventually as well. Some people may have already started on it. See, and if you had your electric pen screwdriver, this would already be done.
Yeah, do things the hard way. This one.
You gotta do it the hard way. I mean, everybody went through school where they taught us how to do long division, and then they gave us a calculator.
Yep, that's true.
You do it right here.
This is true.
Like, this is the hard way. This is what's happening in the background.
Now they do that square multiplication stuff that makes absolutely no sense, but you know, if y'all find that easy, you know,
See stuff
let
like
us
that.
know.
I think it's magic. I'm like this. How did you? You got to see the world a different way to be able to see how the numbers flow like that.
I can figure out the equations for freaking like rocket engine flow, but
Right?
when it comes down to like math, doing it that way, I'm still confused.
This is good. So what Ed was saying before is verifying your voltage here. You want to help me on that side so I don't like just scratch the table. There you go.
Alright, it probably is off voltage. We will have to adjust that.
Yeah, it's set to 230. And I need this piece here.
So, you know, so it'll at least, you know, do something.
So it's as easy as, you see me, I'm using a screwdriver because I can't fit my finger into the hole that's there. There's a switch. It says 115 or 230. It was set to 230. That's too much. We want it 115. Okay. Yeah, we're at 115 now. So that's pretty straightforward. Shoot.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get this connected. Alright, cool, that's nice and tight. So we'll go ahead and make the connections for everything else.
So now,
Screen. Was it the first one?
oh no, it's oh hold on.
First, second, or third?
That's a good point.
Tell me where it's plugged into. First, second, or third?
I think it's the first one, to be honest. For some reason, they've got 3 points that you can plug your screen into.
EXP3.
So the third one. From
Well,
which side?
Actually,
Do you have a connection to EXP3?
I'm sorry. I can't see. Can you go more?
I got this in. You do what you need to.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
EXP3.
Oh, this one?
So EXP3 is where they want you to plug it in, and it is the furthest to, or the closest to your print bed.
Alright, there we go. That's
Alright.
him.
Thanks, Ed. Okay, so now CR Touch and hot end, right?
Yep.
Or sorry, bed.
Bed and the CR Touch. We're gonna go ahead and make the connections for the bed real quick, and then unless we'll make that last.
I'm just trying to like get it to where it's not tangled. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it to where it's not tangled, to be honest with you. They all go in the same spot. Alright, we'll do this one last. This is full power to your printer right here. Actually, let's just do it. We don't have any power plugged in anyways here, so. And then
CR Touch.
CR Touch.
Go up and under.
Then we gotta
Like,
figure out how to mount it.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
we have the connectors.
So it goes this way. Yeah.
Yep. And then it'll take the where's the.
No, it goes this way. So the connector is okay.
Okay. So we have screws in the bags.
Question is will it ride this all the way up? Does it have length to do that? And still go like all the way down? Well, if it's here and zip tied to your base up here, it's never going to. So I would put it here. You can go ahead and let go of it for me. That gives it room. That gives it enough slack so it'll go all the way down. So this is actually gonna be fine. I might need to redo this zip tie here so I can add this in. Oh, actually, Did I give it enough space to like fit through? I think I... Yeah. I made it loose enough to where I could fit more of these wires in down here at this zip tie. So that's perfect right there. What do you think?
Yep, I think so. If it's not, we'll fix it later.
Is that small TM?
I'm just curious. I want this thing out of the way, but I don't think it can be. This is as far forward as it goes, right?
Yep.
So unfortunately there's not going to be a clean way to put this one. To put this wire.
If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. But right now it looks like it should work. Everything should work to get to the first prints. And be up out of the way of everything that won't be out of the way. You'll rip that with the bed.
What, this right here?
I think so. And also you're right in the middle of the way of the extruder.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm just trying to condense the wires, that's all. So where it's not a wired bird's nest. I don't know if anybody has seen a IDF cabinet as a bird's nest, but that is spaghetti monster nightmares. I don't want none
Switch
of that.
cabinets.
Yeah, no thank you. There's something about making it perfect that's nice. Is it like Allen wrench screws?
Alright, where were we?
Alright, so we have our print bed wired. We have our stepper motors wired. We have our LCD panel display wired as well. The final connection is our CR Touch. We have the CR Touch mounted. We have the cable plugged into the motherboard and the motherboard case put back together. So yep, that cable is our final cable that we need to attach all the way here.
Alright, pass it over to you for the final connection.
Question is, should I go on the outside of this
I would.
like that? Because that gives enough room.
As long as it doesn't bind. But actually,
So the print bed is moving up and down, so this isn't actually going to need to move up and down. So if you want it like on the end here or something,
yeah, we can zip.
like,
Let's grab one of these long zip ties.
it'll still be able to move back and forth.
Alright. So let me grab one of these long zip ties and
Let's do this.
just grab this corner right here. Feed it through here.
Let me plug it in real quick.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh man, y'all gotta get a
no.
small.
Just tie it to this. Let it follow your cable here, and wire tie it to this. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, do that.
Follow this.
Come on, you little.
Oh, am I thinking wrong?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I'm gonna have to choke this though,
Okay.
because I cannot see. Yeah, and I had it backwards.
You know, made that connection up there on the top. The opening.
There we go. It's real hard to get this down in there though. There we go. Nope, no, never mind. It's in there. Okay, we're good. Go ahead. Perfect.
And that would be the final electrical connection prior to us going power on, and which we'll do that in a second.
One thing I wanted to note, guys. So on here, you'll see our switches, our stops, right? And you probably can hear that click. So this piece here on the bottom, actually you can adjust that a bit to where if you think that you have a problem with your height up here, now of course you're going to lose a little bit of your print height, but you can make it to where this will be a bit higher off of here, kind of like how it's off the bottom, and it'll hit that stop so that your machine knows it can't go past that certain point.
So, alright.
Now, will it move without... And a good rule of thumb to do is after you've made a change or zip tied anything or fixtured anything. So this is a sticking point that I think of. You probably can already see it here on this right here. So you'll watch it. It'll come back through. And it doesn't catch every time, but you see it like right there. One point it might catch like that. But
We'll have to make a bracket so it pulls it over the top of it.
So it doesn't go all the way to the stop. That's going to give you a problem, and that's going to create your issue with.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, move. Do the move. There. See, perfect.
Now move it all the way forward.
And do it again. See, that's good.
So we'll go ahead and tie that off and out of the way.
You need two of them.
Yeah.
Zip ties are brought a little bit short. Story of my life. Nah.
Yeah. What's there's longer ones sitting over in the package over there?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's about the same.
Oh, they're the same.
One thing that that I wanted to show too with the spare tools is they have a nozzle kit, or sorry, a nozzle needle that will. I'm going to show it to you on one of the nozzles that came through here. So this piece here, right? So it's got a needle at the end of it, and that's why it comes in that foam so you don't hurt yourself. But at any point, if you have a problem with your print getting through this nozzle, which here, like you see, it's bunching up, it's building up, it's not pulling through from the extruder. No matter what you do, sometimes you got to take this needle and you have to stick it through the nozzle hole. Sometimes you got to take the whole nozzle off and clear it out from this side. But if you don't do that, you're not going to give your filament enough room to get through your nozzle to print. So these come with every nozzle.
Put the boat in.
Very important.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's okay. You got extras.
Well,
Was that on
it's
there?
not broke.
Beauty of it.
It's just zip tied in the wrong spot. There we go.
We don't deal in salute. We don't deal in problem. We deal in solutions.
Yep.
Not too tight. Okay, that's still good. Oh, we've got this guy now.
Well, whoops.
But maybe we don't do nothing with this guy other than here. It's another white tie here with this guy. Just like that. Hold it.
Well, I'm not gonna zip tie it. I'm gonna zip tie it right to the main piece.
Okay, cool.
So right here.
Yep. Cool. A little bit of slack.
Oh. Zip tie going the wrong direction. There we go.
Aha.
A little bit of slack. So that. Yep. Cool. That's kind of cool.
All right. So looks like we fixed the well, almost fixed the the monster that is those cables.
Just one more here. Just
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yep.
stay. Yeah, we want to make sure that you do not put too much tension on it because that will cause other problems.
Yep. So
One more maybe.
small one or large one?
Small one, just for this little bundle here. I don't know if you do that. We need to grab this one in there. Little, let's see here. Alright. Yeah, I don't like that cable management.
Yeah. That is what I was talking about. This might be a bit of an issue that we have to address later. Cables are kind of wonky. Not gonna lie. But the idea that I was talking about with it not being, with it not catching on anything, still exists. Yeah, you need more. You need more slack. There we go.
Alright, cool. She's good to go.
Yeah, looks like she's gonna.
So
Yeah, I think that's it.
yeah, I think that's all the electrical connections, and you know, eventually we'll
Yeah.
have to add some power to her, and
Let's see if it turns on actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta get an extension cord for that, and we'll do that.
There you go.
So let's go ahead and so there's your electrical connections, and well, we'll show you all here in a second of it actually running, hopefully. There it goes. Alright, y'all. We weren't lying to you. We'll actually get some power to this, and
You want to actually spin it around so they can see the screen, or you'll see it moving a bit.
go ahead and spin it.
Yeah.
And then somebody make sure we watch the actual string come up.
Can you see the screen? Can you angle it down just a little?
You can see the screen. I need to
okay.
take the plastic screen, the protector off there for me.
Yeah. Some people like to leave it on always. Some people like to take it off immediately. Probably best to take it off.
So, alright. Well, there you go. Power's to it.
Take them off.
Power cable's plugged in. Everything is live.
Yeah.
Alright.
Lights coming on. Fans spinning.
Lights on.
What's it say there?
Front end is up. It is ready to go. It is ready to build.
Well, okay. Two things. You want plug it in and turn it on right now, or we're gonna move it.
Well, it will be moved. We'll put it onto its own special table over here in the corner of the room. After we get done here.
Successful though.
It's a successful build. It's ready to roll. It's ready to start, making melty plastic.
Yeah.
So, I want to thank y'all, for, watching and tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything you want to see. Hopefully y'all learn something, and, remember, be out there and, keep learning something. So, we'll see y'all next time. All right, bye.
Easy peasy. I'm happy it turned on. I don't think we would have done anything